Alright, g'day everyone. This is Benjamin Cowenberg from www.consciousazine.com and you'll just have to excuse my tone today. I'm a little tired. Well, it actually might bode well for this type of video because I'm not going to get too distracted, this solemn tone, because some of my parts of my brain are shut off, I think. So, today's video is on the Black Alliance, and I'm going to take you to the consciousazine website, and we'll go through the page. And yeah, it's been a long time coming video. I made the page at least over a year ago, but now that I've just got this nice place living here, I thought I'd make it now. And I've got nothing better to do today. Well, I do. I can be computer programming, but I don't want to. So I hope you enjoy the video and learn something. Okay, so you're here with Benjamin Cowenberg from www.consciousazine.com, and today we're discussing the Black Alliance. Now, I first found this moniker, name or title, via Riser 5 from the Gold Ring Game of Enlightenment and Abundance. And yes, that's right, he's actually had come through him that Gaia, or Earth, has awakened now. Like I said in my Genesis Singularis video, it's not you who's awakened, Earth has awakened. You're just a cell of Earth. And, you know, the gold ring, well, what does that resemble? Because as soon as I, heard that, I realized, oh, that resembles, a halo, like you see on angels in cartoons. So, I like a lot of Riser's videos because he's very complex and very deep and accurate. I've talked about him a bit before, so I'm not going to go look at his videos. You can just search that on YouTube, Gold Ring Game of Enlightenment and Abundance. So that's where I found this nomenclature. And yeah, I think I've expanded on it a lot too, but in this website that you're looking at, which is from the front page of consciousazine, the Black Alliance page, a subject page, you go through the enter here, and this is really the one that I want you to see. Now, I bet a lot of people haven't clicked on this and they just thought it meant, enter this page. And I can see how you'd think that, so sorry. But I have said click button below to see enter website, and so that's where we're in now. So let's start here. So yeah, you see some of the text here, making the unseen seen. To many of you I will be today, I'm guessing. And almost all of the world's problems are caused by the Black Alliance. Now, just as I have in other videos said, I really like the nomenclature of organic portal when I found that nomenclature, because I could not only hear the Gnostic ring of the word, but I could also see its meaning immediately. I realized, oh, that is really good, apt nomenclature. And I think the Black Alliance is as well, and we'll go into that. But essentially, they don't even... Black refers to not Aboriginals, not dark-skinned people. I'm not being racist or anything. People have approached me thinking that. No, we're talking about black as in, dark, the opposite of light, and light being informational. To shed light on a subject is a famous phrase. So the opposite is, unconsciousness, lack of consciousness and sight. So that's essentially what we're discussing, those people in the world. Now, as I said on the front page here, welcome to the Black Alliance. So stupid they don't even realize they are an alliance. Now, everyone in the Light Alliance, like me, I'm of the family of light, we realize we're in alliance. we can see that we're all voting for information, free information. You know, even people like the wiki what's his name, who's in exile now. Oh, how could I forget him? He's Australian too. Julian Assange. Yeah, even those type of people, you know, that come out about secret government stuff, they're of the Light Alliance. Now, generally everyone in the Light Alliance realizes they're in alliance with each other, because we can see stuff. So, you know, the Black Alliance perpetuates the death industries. You know, they're a cult of death. They're, pardon me, they are, you know, the main driving force of the no alternative system, the cyst on humanity's back, the system. You know, notice I've nicknamed it the no alternative system because there is no alternative. All you can do is go off grid, quote unquote. And if you go off grid, you have a very hard time. So, you know, and it's the death industries, because souls are harvested. Pardon me. It's the death industries because souls are harvested for the benefit of the bottom line. We're talking animals and people, obviously. Souls, I said. Stick with me. There are these are Rise's words. There are two shows that are being produced. One is the Family of Dark, who seek separation and are in conflict to the power of the great river of heaven, the flow of the universe. The other is the Family of Light, which is aligned with the flow and in harmony with the collective agreement to expand into loving oneness. The Family of Dark are known by many names, but their systems all move to destruction. Now you see how it said their systems all move? It's a collective idea that they're in alliance. To destruction of freedom and the limitation of aspirations, wherein all humanity is enslaved either by beliefs, technology, or physical impoverishment or disease. Now this system isn't going to keep going forever. Some people seem to think culture and as well the fiat counterfeited monetary system can keep going on forever. You know, money is essentially created out of debt, so that's just a laugh at its face. You know, but moreover, we're in a scarcity-based system within a abundant universe. So obviously this is like a cyst on humanity's back rather than some all-encompassing, always will be system. These are the obvious things. Now let's go through this website first. About the Black Alliance. The Keepers of the Flame empower gold and golden light with the intention of bringing forth a change within the system. Gold demands honor, as it is the sacred substance of spirit within earth. Gold works for the blood energy of the human body. It acts as a superconductor between cellular, genetic, and spiritual cosmic energy for alchemical healing. In silence, the Keepers of the Flame have held onto the gold light and have watched the misuse of physical gold as it has been possessed. The quantity of gold that you hold is not important, as the earth knows its children by their blood energy signature. The reign of terror that has been forced upon those weakened by fear is that condition of the population guided by ignorance. When the truth comes, then there will be the awakening to the golden light, which is the center light. The galactic golden doorway is open. The ones who have waited for and found the portal open may enter into the golden light of enlightenment and alignment with high expression and oneness with ascended beings of light. There are ones who have slept and not listened to the ancient stories of this coming revelation. The transition from the Black Age has seen greed, lust, fear, violence, death, conflict, and secrecy. Oil and coal burns with the smoky fire of power and confusion. It has shielded the higher light and left the children of light soiled and poisoned by the taint of the filth covering of matter over light. The Black Alliance has brought to humanity a time where the race has tested and tempered skill, talent, desire, courage, and wisdom. On the game board of life, some members of humanity have chosen to attract dense desires and fight against the life of the flow. They are a Black Alliance, a cult of death, in dark contrast to the path of golden light. The Wayshowers have come to be messengers of the white light that moves with the flow of light. From this day you shall now see the end of the Black Age, for the ones who dwell in secrecy can no longer hide from the truth and expansion of the universe. The opening of the golden doorway allows each being to be presented with the wealth and abundance of intelligence and wisdom, guarded by compassion and devotion to become realized within the framework of the divine. And that's from one of Rise's videos. And you notice there it says to be realized in the framework of the divine. Now this video does side with the organic portal thing, and I will be making the organic portal video soon. As I say, when you become a fully souled human in the upper macabric triangle, the upper higher centers, heart and up, you become soul potential. That is, you become universal entropy, and from there you may become a vector, such as Einstein or Walter Russell or Nikola Tesla. These type of people are vectors. They are, as I put it, hyperspatial lines rather than ephemeral ego dots. They are stretched out, and they are the universe. They are the lighted pathway. I would put it to you that I am one of these greats also. Culminating the end of the Satya Yuga, the beast consciousness is rife on Earth. The Black Alliance is not just the obfuscated elites of the world, but anyone of the lower form. This is from me, who has not accepted the central message realizations such as we are one in every way, including universally and on this planet as humanity, making each human a cell of the larger body humanity. Sorry about the typo. Anyone who remains in the ignorance fog about their enslavement. Anyone who has not accepted their higher emotional body, feeling body, fourth dimensional feeling higher emotional body, and do not care for another. Anyone who chooses profit over empathy, etc. Profit or money over environmental degradation, or environmental integrity, I should have put there, sorry. Health, etc. Selfishness is more beneficial. Don't know what I meant by that. I'm going to have to fix this paragraph. I wrote this a long time ago in the middle of the night. The ones who have forgotten or not realized their sacred complex and oh so beautiful nature, they exist, but it is as if they do not, and they have become washed, lost, purposeless, but to plot, no purpose but to plot along aimlessly. In the words of Jesus, they believe themselves to be alive. Dreamlessly go to work, no self-frequency, fear-bogged must join the societal norms. It is no achievement to have successfully integrated into a sick society. The ones in the societal mind-washing jarred perceptions. Planetary mind ascension need be had. This is what incorporates more light, hence is the next enlightenment. Yeah, planetary consciousness I'm talking about, non-local consciousness, realizing that you have an effect on the other side of the earth. Anyone can be part of the Black Alliance, but this website is made to expose the more controlling top-order Black Alliance members. I'm not really going to mention things like Illuminati or anything. We just call any, like you've seen, it's anyone who's antagonistic to the flow. And they go by many names, and those names we need not speak. Whoever speaks and causes pain, worry, fear, hate, or uses power to threaten, cheat, steal, or become part of a conspiracy to hide force and or separate one from another is part of the forces of the Black Alliance. Some are puppets, but most are knowledgeable of this role as they are bought and sold, compromised and corrupted by a system which is designed to keep the light from entering. The light is getting stronger, so they build bigger and bigger walls of lies, wars, disinformation, deception, untruth, truth mixed with lies, and make more enemies, more secrets, more revelations of secrets. Then they create more causes, more injustice, more so-called healers, more leaders, more good guys, more bad guys, and more of the same. Conflict. Stop the conflict in your heart. There are no winners in the world of the Black Alliance. You all lose, you all die, you all hate each other, you all make mistakes, you all are evil, you all fight and steal from one another. Okay, while that screencast was saving to MP4, my friend sent me a link, and I thought it was, this part anyway that I was just listening to just now, synchronistically enough, was a little bit apt. And also I want to say that, laws and things that, barriers rather, that keep out danger, keep out knowledge.
The fluff. There's always going to be an economy. Don't worry about the economy. Get in touch with who you are, with your passion, with your truth, and you will be supported. You will be nurtured, and you will be held, because you are contributing something that nobody else can contribute.
And yeah, what was that guy's name? First I've ever seen of him, Tom Leshka. We'll finish watching that later. So let's continue on. Here we are. Whoa, what's happened? Webcam, what the fuck? Here we go. Humanity has been under the constraint of frequency control. Now I better expand on this because some people don't seem to realise what that means at the face of it. I mean, I can see it straight away. And definitely has been, under the control of what frequencies they can use, be, or do. I can't walk into a room and say, fuck, for one instance, people still hang on to the Victorian era where even bottom and bum were profane profanities. This is what some of you are like, in like 1800 consciousness and all this kind of thing. So, yeah, there's like a dark veil has been lifted at the eschaton here off of humanity into the awakening and the precession of the equinox into Aquarius and all this. The awakening into the Satya Yuga, etc., where man's work is closest to God, apparently. Or light work, if you will. Their insanity. So, the most important part of this video was the start, that about the Black Alliance. It was really a meta summation by Riser there, and I think he worded it really well to really meta summarize it in a large way, all-encompassing sort of summarization. But I'd like to just still go into this more. Avoid the poisons of the Black Alliance society. Why black? Analogous to the obfuscation of ingredients and poisons, toxins, labeling informations. Visit the gallery of shame, I've said. We will in a minute, but there's many companies that are not putting full information on their labels. So this is just another way of the Black Alliance systematics, you know, not in full transparency. You might think of it like that. Then you can think of the economy and those parts like that. But the thing is, you don't want to get caught up in those little tittle-tattles of the system. We should, you know, really I shouldn't keep going on. I should leave it at the meta summation that we've already spoken, because now, you know, I'm trekking into the territory of the 3D mind and left brain analytical thinking, and people will start to go, oh, hold on, maybe we can solve this like this. And no, you know, the economy and etc., it's all going to go, you know. And people ask me, what's going to replace money then, Ben? Well, I'm not going to answer that apart from saying, if you can't see that money is going to be obsoleted and made a legacy item, then you're not at the head of the pack, so to speak. Their insanity is that they seem to think they will remain hidden in an expansive, increasingly transparent world. You know, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. So what happens when you go into a dark room and you shine a torch in one corner? You see the information that is there in that corner. And so it is apt, analogously, to name the controlling few elites the main fronts of the Black Alliance, as they withhold information of their very existence. Bilderberg Group, etc. Names like Illuminati and all this, all the secret societies. Here's something that my friend said. Jonas Patterson from One Page in Consciousazine. He has his own page called Zellicus Musings out of Helsingland. Bilderberg didn't exist since 1954, before 2005. Well, I know what he's saying, but people did know about it before then. NASA didn't exist since 1951, before 2001. Oh, NSA, sorry, before 2001. He's just saying that, you know, I don't think his time frames are accurate, but I get what he's saying. You know, he's saying that, you know, things were hidden from the general public, like the Bilderberg Group indeed has been hidden for a long time behind the scenes. Why are these 300, you know, top elites from the world meeting in secret, and why is there no media coverage? Isn't there usually media coverage for things like that? Like UN meetings and stuff? Secret space program didn't exist and put up Cold War spy satellites before 1993. MK Ultra didn't exist since the 1950s, before 1975. CIA drug running didn't exist since 1947, before 1986. Good one, Jonas. The negative economic nightmare. The soulless fictitious corporations elicit profit from the death industries. Those who are not killed for profit are educated to be domesticated slaves until they are harvested as another product for the benefit of the bottom line. Welcome to the current negative economic nightmare. If you will not be part of their system, they lock you out and don't allow you to live and prosper. There is no alternative. Every deed backed by greed, nothing but spiritual weeds they leave you to see. And that was by my rap personality, Enlightened Man T. Ignorant, hence cute. The ones in darkness are also beings of light. They are just lost and will now reawaken and walk to the lighted pathway, where forgiveness will be given once the card of revolution has finished playing. They too will attain realization of their actions and their lost ways. They act as gods over men when all are godly. Let's go to the Gallery of Shame. And you've seen this picture on Your Natural Paradise page, which is the most popular page in consciousazine.com, the front main tree website. if you will. What this website we're looking at is kind of just like a branch off the main tree website of consciousazine. So there you can see, you know, in my opinion, that looks to me like upper echelons of the monetary system due to seeing the consolidation and oligarchy monopolization sort of nature. Yeah, I've said that down here. Oligopolical sites such as these show me that the money system is almost over. Because how far can you keep consolidating? You know, we already have companies like Walmart whose yearly net and gross profit is more than some countries. This can't go on forever, my friends. And also we clearly have a fake democracy due to corporatocracy known as fascism. We don't live in a democracy, we live in a mediocrity, in a fascist corporatocracy. I don't believe my vote even counts. I don't even vote anymore. And you know, in Australia it's mandatory. I get fined for not voting. Do you see how it's a no alternative system? They put two dickheads in front of you and you have to vote for one of them. Two of the lesser evils, you know. Choose the lesser evil. Yeah, right. Now, walk away from this poisonous society where, you know, half the products on the shelves contain things that you don't even want in your body. Unless you want your body to turn into a trash can or a chemical waste dump. And that is a big part of this. Once you start to eat raw food more, and there is life force, as I've shown in previous videos. There's many examples. I showed you 3 examples of life force in food, like they're using an orange to power an iPod. You know, you start to be filled with the life force of just earth and nature spirits and all this kind of thing, and that is a rung of consciousness in assentiveness. So in the ascentive process. Jesus answered, "If you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." You're doing it wrong. You're sitting on your gold throne saying, "Save the children." Can anything be more contradictory? I like this one. Truth, justice and wisdom, and burgers this way, and everyone's lined up for the burgers. Just pathetic. These are the people I call the apathetic pathetics. They remain apathetic and non-partial and sort of, they don't exist, they don't even have a say. They don't have anything to say, really, that matters or has substance on these subjects. They largely ignore it, these type of people. So that's a good picture there. And that's why we call it the Black Alliance, because you're all in alliance with these despots and these demagogue despots. You're in alliance with them. Pretty sure that throne would sell for a good price. She looks like she might need it. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, let's move on to the solutions page. I think, therefore I am dangerous to their system. For billions of years, mankind lived just like the animals. Then something happened that unleashed the power of imagination. We learned to talk, shed light, learn physics, and you will learn eventually light is informational. And haven't you heard the saying to shed light on a situation? So the light or white, I guess, alliance is the solution. Instilling the bottom-up Earth program, wherein the people, masses, not a few elites, have power. Proper real democracy, you know, instead of this hierarchical top-down approach that we have. This is what's going to be happening. The New Earth program, bottom-up approach. You know, we all have the right to prosperity, it is not just the right of a few, it's the right of the many. You see that movie Thrive there. A few more gold ring videos. I like this video too. It has begun humanity's immune response. So you can see how we are part of a larger creature called Earth, and as I said at the start of the video, it's not you who has awakened, it's Earth on the timeline awakening, and its halo is instilled. It's like its crown chakra is now active. It is obvious that to get rid of money would get rid of their power, and I have a quote: "Drop the money, fools, problem solved," as in S-O-U-L-V-E-D, soul, problem solved. The gold need to be redistributed to those who would use it for its superconductive alchemical blood enhancing properties, not just to sit on it. Things like this are the solutions. In the light of the fifth sun. Okay, and taking off where we left off before on this video.
You are contributing something that nobody else can contribute, because it is your own unique special gift to humanity. And to hell with the economy. You will be supported. You will be secure. Yeah? So this is a time. Pluto's going through Capricorn. Yeah? It's a 15, 16-year period of a change of the guard, of a redefinition of especially earthly, physical, financial security. Let go. I've been telling you over and over again. Let go of the old supports. And cultivate, as this third quarter moon goes into Taurus, cultivate some new talents, some new capacities, some new sources of income. It's a reminder that as we expand, we have to let go of the old structures. It's almost like a building has all that, has all the scaffolds around it. And all the scaffolding, we're getting all fixed up and we're getting all prettied up. And then when it's done, it's like, let go of the scaffold.
Hey, yeah, that's a good point, because that's how I've seen it, and just not in those words, but those words are good, like a scaffolding. I keep thinking, well, if the system's going to end, how should we put it all? And I think there's this idea of nationalization, nationalizing everything. Well, essentially we need to internationalize everything. And we have the power to do so because we've got the internet and stuff for the exchange of money or anything, exchange medium and of information and whatever. So yeah, that's right. Society has built up to a point where we can sort of let go now, and like he says in a minute, let go of the ship, don't sink with the ship. But obviously the structures of buildings and etc. are going to remain, and so we can use everything that still is there, like the structures of buildings and so on. It's just the sort of other things, paradigms and ways in which we use them need to change. And I'll probably do a video just on that one time, and maybe call it the system or something.
Let go of the training wheels. Let go of the crutches.
Yeah.
We are it. This is the time. Yeah. So this is kind of what's coming up. Yeah, a lot right now. And I'd say, Robin? Robin probably.
Well, MIT supercomputer, I think in 2008 or something, or I can't remember when it was, but it predicted 10% inflation per month if under current system dynamics. And what has changed? They're still pumping money into the economy, cheap rates and etc. They're building another bubble. There've been like 40 billion a month over in America buying bonds or something like that. That's just insane. You know, and if anyone doesn't know, the derivatives market is like 10 times at least more than the actual money on Earth, and these are like little IOU notes and stuff like this, and there's all sorts of shady stuff going on in the derivatives market. So if there's even a 1% crash there, it's like $10 trillion or something. It will affect the world market. And I'd expect a lot of this to go as the baby boomers go. They've largely held on to it all and stuff, you know. I mean, I don't know many people my age who have derivatives, and, you know, some people have shares and stuff, but, you know, compared to how many baby boomers and echo boomers do, it's way less. So you can see what's happening as the population bubble, or the baby boomer bubble, sort of goes through its procession out of the market and out of the workplace and stuff, and as the robots come in to replace like all sorts of monotonous jobs, we're going to be left with a big struggle. Dreamers are going to be born. There'll be new astrologists like this guy and so on. You know, dreamers of all kinds are going to be born, as I said in my Cyborgs in the Forest lecture. And, you know, but what will remain is the structures. So we can use all the structures. It doesn't have to be demolished, and, you know, it's there. And it's like he said, it's kind of like scaffolding and crutches. And now we can sort of, with the internet especially, walk more freer, you know, and walk in a different way, and walk away from the Black Alliance systematics.
Read the paper and listened to too much of the news and kept too much aware of. I'm not saying to be an ostrich and stick your head in the sand, but you can see, know, and feel, and so much of it is so frickin' repetitive. Cut it out. Yeah, there's wars and people fighting and this and that and all over the place, and you know it's just out there, and it's away from very many people who are listening to this Pele report. You know, and if you are in the
the internet here.
in the battlefield, or a bomb is striking your house or your neighborhood or your family or something, then you need to really deal with what is like right there. Yes, because you've created this reality. And if it's not, yeah. So it's just like, be careful now. Choose your reality. Choose your thoughts. You see what you look for, and you find what you seek. What are you seeking? What are you looking for? This is more important and more fundamental. It's self-knowledge, where I understand that, you know what, that was my father, that was my mother that worried about that was afraid of that, you know, gave me that I've been carrying, that I've been worried about, all this doubt and all this stuff. You know what, we are so much lighter and brighter and freer than we know.
And that's right, what are you seeking? I'm seeking the wisdom of the ages, as are all the way showers, not things made out of stuff. And I mean, go to the internet, create websites filled with lore, L-O-R-E, you know. We've got all the light we need. We can make many virtual realities and of all different kinds. You know, you've got e-commerce, for instance.
Because we carry and have been carrying so much of everybody else's stuff in that hereditary stream, and now is the time to heal it. So, there's a forecast for you. Oh God, what is the mantra for this week? The mantra for this week is, if I am to birth a new identity, so much greater than before, and fully expand and express myself, I must be, see, and deal with more and more and more.
Now he's right, you know, we are stepping out into a greater self. It's like, you know, the cocoon and butterfly analogy. Don't be afraid to walk away from the Black Alliance's systematics, because you're walking away from scarcity, poverty, impoverishment, and the death industries into an abundant universe with caring people and so on. Okay, let's finish that one. Hello. Excuse me 1 second. This page is called Hidden Games. Occult. The word occult comes from the Latin word occultus, clandestine, hidden, secret, referring to knowledge of the hidden. Okay, so here's some good videos I'd like you to watch too. Did someone just try to buy out the British government? It's on YouTube. 9 billion? No, that's 9 trillion. Does it say 9 trillion? Yeah, 9 trillion missing from the Federal Reserve. I'm not sure if it's meant to be 9 billion or 9 trillion. Oh yeah, that's right, it is 9 trillion. Hectic. That was during the GFC, global financial crisis. And just a few other videos. Esoteric Agenda. I wonder if that's one of Alex. Yeah, it is Alex Jones' video. Anyway. Yeah, if you haven't seen Confessions of an Economic Hitman, where essentially, you know, the elites move into countries under the guise of war and saving the refugee type people, and really they're there just for economic reasons, to take more oil and etc. And put the country into debt, which puts it into slavery. Okay, so a few videos there. Let's see what's on this page. I made this a long time ago. Deja vu, the knowing that you have heard this shit before. Nice. Yeah, the war on terrorism created to keep the people in fear of an outside enemy that will attack them if the rules of government and laws are not obeyed. That we must invade other people's countries preemptively on the false basis that they have and will attack us in our homes. This is called false flag terrorism. And there's a video by Riser again. So now we're going to go back just to the front page of the Black Alliance page. And here's what I wrote recently. You realize most of you are psychopaths, right? No. And that's the point, you don't even realize. While you watch FIFA or the Commonwealth Games, etc., you are giving energy to it, whilst you are then not giving energy to the millions impoverished, dying, or in trouble who need your help. Surely, this is the epitome of psychopathy. Benjamin Cowberg, 2014. That was me. Bob Marley, Exodus, movement of Ja people. You deny this, and so you have become a Black Alliance. And this is how you create your own demise. I anathematize you. Guess which I am. Guess which those voting for the system are. Immoral. Not conforming to accepted standards of morality. I reek of this. Amoral. Lacking a moral sense, unconcerned, or apathetic with the rightness or wrongness of something, such as what we've just mentioned. And I like this picture here. Life, the time God gives you to determine how you spend eternity. Why are we still playing sport when people are dying? Isn't everyone aware or something? Ben Kallenberg, that's me again. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies in the final sense a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone, it is spending the sweat of its labourers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. Dwight D. Eisenhower. The painful truth, the order follower always bears more moral culpability than the order giver, because the order follower is the one who actually performed the action, and is taking such action actually brought the resultant harm into physical manifestation. Walk away. Order following is the pathway to every form of evil and chaos in our world. It should never be seen as a virtue by anyone who considers themselves a moral human being. Order followers have ultimately been personally responsible and morally culpable for every form of slavery. Now ultimately, yes, this is the end state. Promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. But we have to bash this sort of stuff a bit. Now, I'll let you look through the rest of this page, but I just wanted to make noteworthy this. Because, you know, Queen Elizabeth II owns 1/6 of all land on Earth. Now, whether that's exactly accurate or not, it's a great estimation. I remember in Byron Bay years ago riding my motorbike when I had a motorbike, and seeing some hippies camped on Queen's land, on some land at Byron that's owned by the Queen, who is in another continent over the other side of the Earth, not even using it, yet has police here under her title protecting her so-called land. Now, this is funny, you know, that's just funny. That's obviously not going to continue on for much longer. As we become 10 billion people strong, people need places to live, otherwise you're going to have a homeless person sleeping on your lawn. You know, will it get to that point? Maybe, because some of you are so thick, you know, you can't see until it's right in front of your eyes. You only believe what you can see because you're surface people and you're very thick. You're made of denser stuff than us. So there you can see some of this stuff. Pope Benedict, all these other people own heaps of land. Here's me. Gosh, it is an odd phenomena when I watch on the TV or via a status on Facebook or however, a sheep person, societal twit, be happy about their own capture, their own slave master, the one who holds their bloodline's abundance back, coming to visit town, and they are happy? What the fuck? Stockholm Syndrome much? Retarded much? You're self-retarded. I never once looked at a person in a wheelchair as a retard. That thought didn't even cross my mind. I look at people in society and I think they are self-retarded as they've rescinded their own evolution. That's my definition of retard, so don't get angry at me, because I use different definitions than you. I mean, this shows you why and how they are a black alliance. They don't even realize they are in alliance with one another. Black as in lightless, can't see. Be bright, you dim wits. So you could call them the can't see fucking shit alliance. The Queen has 10 times more wealth than it would take to end all poverty on Earth forever. For 60 years she has decided against it. So for that reason, I will bash her a little. And finally we'll finish with this. And I say, you guys who go along with this are very sick. You make up the sick society. You are those members who are the sick part of society. And we've come to heal you. We've come to announce the golden age, and we're healers and way showers, and we've come to heal you. Judge works for the state. Prosecutor works for the state. Police witness works for the state. Where is the separation of power? Where did that fade into? The state. We've been at war now for 12 years. I think this is an American thing. Experts put the total cost at 4 to 6 trillion. Imagine if we had invested that in our own country and people. God, you're so ignorant. Now, it says here the Nazis were executed for what US is doing today. Some random person's commented. For America, the lessons of World War I and II were never learned. They just replaced one politician for another puppet. And one war for two more. Now that's right. Some people say to me, all we need to do is replace the people in power, Ben, and then it'll all be good. No, it's the systematics that are fundamentally flawed. It's a self-collapsing system by its own dynamics. What do we have to do is nothing. All we have to do is walk away from it and let it collapse. And let the new flowers flower. Or the new seeds come into planthood, So it's as easy as that. As easy as letting go and focusing. The secret to change is focusing your energy on the new, not the old. So don't focus on trying to fix the system. Walk away from it and start something completely new, like permaculture. There's all these movements like that. Freedom of information, and this and that, and this and that. So this is how we're going to solve all this. We're going to walk into the abundance of the universe and out of the scarcity poverty-based system of inequality base. This is the height of ignorance, thinking that equality can somehow come out of an inequality-based system. So you know who it's been. Benjamin Cowberg from www.consciousazine.com. Now I just wanted to interrupt quickly, see this diagram of the man or the woman, which it shows in a second, pouring out something. That's a large part of this post-2012 domain in the maximum novelty domain, where we are no longer absorbing but we are radiating, and we are pouring love from the river of heaven that is our heart.